Alrighty, what is going on YouTube? It is your boy White Album here, and I am back with some more Witch on the Holy Night. I actually have to give this game a little props because it gives me something to do when I want to upload a video on YouTube, and I don't want to like sweat my ass off on Mortal Kombat. So you know what? Thank you, TYPEMOON. I'm sincere when I say that because I was just playing some MK earlier, rocking some Terminator. I do want to make a video on Terminator, but I said fuck it. I just want to let's just play some more Holy Night. So that's what we're doing. I think last time we left off, we talked to Mr. Yamashiro, and I think we left off with Sojiro as well. So I think Aoka is about to like start some shit with him. So here we go. Here we go. Oh god, I have to go through all this shit again? Oh wait, no. Haha. Nah, you ain't gonna psych me out, baby. Here we go. Gotta treat. God damn it. Gotta trick the system. Alright, here we go. Let me get a quick sip of my beverage. There we go. Wet the whistle a bit. And here we go. She, on the other hand, was livid. The profile of the transfer spook. Fuck. I took a drink of my beverage so I could speak better, but that clearly was not the case. The profile of the transfer student had been explained to her on her way to the meeting room. She was told he had lived his whole life up in the mountains without any electricity. Damn, bro. That's the 80s. That he can make it work. Meanwhile, we still got somebody fucking just beating the hell out of their schmeat in the background. That meant more than half of civilized society would have been an utter mystery to him. What a miserable level of isolation. How is this even possible in post-war Japan? He's like Robinson Crusoe. I have no clue who the hell that is, so if anybody in the comments want to give me a little history update on who that is, that'd be swell. She had every right to be angry. She's like, man, why the fuck do I gotta do this shit, bro? Come on. His village had apparently remained isolated in the mountains for many years. Contact with villages in the foothills of the mountains only occurred once a month or so, which was unfathomable in modern Japan. Although expressways in Japan Rail, the old national railways now span the country like arteries. It wasn't entirely impossible for mountain villagers like his to exist, or mountain villages like his to exist. But she couldn't imagine how someone born to such circumstances would think or live. Damn, like, I'm pretty sure he had stuff to do there, bro. She's like making it seem like this man was living in his cellar the whole time. Come on now. He just lived in the mountains, probably homeschooled. That's it. It's nothing too crazy. Alright, get off your high horse there, Oko. Okay, not everybody has access to a public phone. When you say no electricity, you mean in general, right? Like, he must have access to a public phone. Nope. No, he don't. Apparently not. He mentioned how shocked he was by phones when he started living here. Well, shit, this is the 80s, right? So they still have payphones, like, the shit that's like on the side of like your 7-Eleven. You have to like pay like 25 cents, 50 cents to get a call. And that shit had like fucking probably like some STD that you don't want catching, so you like held it like 15 inches away from your ear. But it was just close enough so you can hear something. Again, I'm a 90s kid, but I know what the hell a payphone is. Like, damn, imagine it. That would, okay, if this game was set in the 2020s or like the 2010s, then it'd be like, yeah, he's got primitive shit, because it's like, you don't even know what a fucking cell phone is, dude. That'd be wild. I couldn't even imagine that. I kid you not, he said, wow, telephones are so useful. Couldn't really deny that, could I? Oh, my dog's barking. Hopefully you can't hear him. She shot a sidelong glare his way as he left. It seemed that the naivety of the country Boy had cheered up Mr. Yamashiro a bit.
駐在もいないってことか。うちも実家は山奥ですから、電気が通っていないのはありえないとは言いませんけど。
Inconceivable. Come on now. He lived without electricity. It's not that hard, man. Like, I understand like people today can't go 2 minutes without their power being off, but that's different. That's because you didn't pay like your electric bill or something. But to use the word inconceivable is a little too high horse there. Lack of a better term. They probably didn't have police officers either. My family home is up in the mountains, so it's not inconceivable they wouldn't have electricity.
そいつ、学校も知らないんですか？
But he doesn't even know what school is?
うん。
Nope.
どんなものかは知っていたそうだけど、実際来るのは今日が初めてらしい。それで緊張していたのかな。あまり会話も弾まなかった。
He'd heard of them, but this is apparently his first time visiting one. Maybe that's why he's nervous. He wasn't very talkative.
ああいうのも野生児っていうのかな。
Feral? Jesus Christ, dude. He just lived without electricity.
みたいな。
What?
探検隊の話だね。
Bro, they're talking about this dude like he's a fucking caveman. Like, bro, he just lived in the mountains. It's not that wild to think about, dude. I mean, granted, now mountain homes do have electricity, but still, like, it's not an impossible thought, dude. Like, okay, let's just get back to it. Let's get back to the story. He's almost what you would call it feral, like a boy raised by wolves. I suppose that makes us Lewis and Clark, and what him Sacagawea. Bro, I love Aoka because she's not impressed by anything. She is not impressed by this dude.
怖いな、青崎くん。冗談だって。そう睨まないでくれ。
Hey, relax, man. I'm just joshing, Aoko. You ain't gotta go that serious. Hey, you're scaring me, Ozaki. I was joking. Go easy, okay?
大丈夫。話してみた感じ、おとなしい子だったから。なんていうか、言葉の通じない小動物みたいな感じ?
And don't worry, I got the feeling from talking to him that he's a nice kid. He was almost like, I don't know, a cute little animal that doesn't speak human. Yeah, I don't know if Mr. Yamashiro knows this, but animals don't talk to begin with. I think he graduated a little too early.
山城先生、その例え、気休めになってませんから。
Your jokes and metaphors aren't helping. Moron. She gave him a blunt reply, but she tried to fuck. As she gave her blunt reply, she tried to simulate in her mind what life without electricity would be like. But the thought of it took her sour mood from bad to worse. Damn, it's not that bad. It's just no electricity, bro. He's got books. Like, I'm pretty sure he was painting. I mean, shit, I don't know. Bro, they made it sound like this guy was living in a fucking teepee his whole life. God damn. Come on, man. Don't do my boy Soljiro like that. After all, it was a world she had never known. Yeah, coming from the fucking magic user. She could understand why the teachers had given up. She, too, wanted to give up and return to her warm bed, where her good-for-nothing pride was holding her hostage. Not only did the teachers believe she was up to the task, but she also believed she could do it. It wasn't that very easy to go back on her word, no matter how bad things looked after the fact. She walked along the hallway, the rain pattering in the background. The meeting room was already in sight. With a furrowed brow, she fixed her long hair in anticipation of meeting the unknown stranger within. Her elegant strides were like those of confident general going into battle.
いや、青崎くん?
Yo, real quick,
君を信頼してる僕だけど、念のため確認しておくよ。
Yo, be nice.
優しくね。
Be nice to him and don't.
笑顔とか作れないかな。
God damn. And don't try to bite him, okay? I believe in you and all, but I'd say it again. I'll say it again. Be nice, okay? Can you at least try to smile? Oh, hold on. Let me... Beverage break. Nah. I'm bad at faking smiles, but I'll do my best. Hey, when you're as hurt as I am, you can fake any smile. Alright, maybe I shouldn't have joke about that, but you know, hey, what are you gonna do?
ああ、そうなんだ。
Really? That's a relief.
いやー、ほんとよかった。青崎くんにも苦手なものってあったんだね。
I really mean it. It's good to know you're not good at everything. No, she's like, I'm a perfectionist, okay? I'm good at everything. Mr. Yamashiro's shoulders slumped the second they reached the meeting room. As he put his hand to the door, his eyes seemed to say to her, "Be nice, please." This only made her more irritated.
分かってるわよ、愛想が悪いってのは。でも笑顔なんて意識して作るものじゃないんだし。
I already know that I'm not the friendliest looking person in the world, but I can't just make myself smile at the drop of a hat. Hey, when you worked in retail like I have, that shit just happens naturally, dude. All right, when you got to deal with shitty fucking customers, that forced smile, oof, that'll be a skill you inherit once you've done retail for a while.
だいたいそういうインスタントな人付き合いなら飛び丸の方が向いてるって。
Should have asked Tobimaru if that's what you were after. She sighed about her social shortcomings, but then it occurred to her that being called into school on a day off while sleep deprived wasn't anything to smile about anyways. She also thought that the person responsible for this mess would be better off attending elementary school. Damn, that's how she feels? It might not be his fault, but neither was it her duty or obligation to do the teacher's work for them. At the very least, they could have at least used their brains and organized all of this normal school day. Wait, what? Could have. Let's restart. They could have used their brains and organized all this on a normal school day. Another complaint she wanted to voice later.
いや、というか敵。なんであろうと敵。悪いけど、情状酌量以前に敵。
God damn. I hate him already. He's my sworn enemy and I haven't even met him yet. Sorry, but I couldn't care less about his extenuating circumstances. Yo, like, chill out, bro. It's probably not even, like, that late into the morning, bro. It's probably, or that early. It's probably, like, I'd say 8 or 9, bro. Like, come on, like, come on, bro. You gotta at least lighten up or something. I woke up, damn. I don't know if I could be your friend if you acted like that.
間が悪いのはお互い様っていうか、ほんと、なんでよりにもよってこんな忙しい時に。
You think this isn't awkward for me too? Honestly, why did this have to happen when I'm so busy? Weren't you trying to sleep in? That I don't think that counts as busy, but whatever. Her pounding headache from lack of sleep had boosted her aggression by 10%. I'm sure Tylenol was a thing there at the time of the 80s. No matter how harmless the guy on the other side of the door may be, anyone who disturbed her sleep was the enemy. Yep, sounds like a woman. And just as she was reaching peak annoyance, Mr. Yamashiro opened the door to the meeting room. The room slowly slid into view. She didn't care for formalities. She just looked straight ahead and stormed into the room, and found herself face to face with the most unusual opponent. Before we go on, let's see from another perspective. Turning back the clock just a little. Alright, last time I think it was staring out of a window. You don't have to do anything. For some, these words are priceless luxury. For others, they're an unbearable torture. For the proactive girl, it was definitely the former, though she'd be too suspicious of the motives of anyone giving her such a gift to accept it. For the passive boy, it was definitely the latter, a bitter thorn that made him homesick, though at this moment his mind was distracted with the wait for his face to reveal any discontent. He maintained proper posture as he stared at the gray sky. He had already waited a whole hour, but figured they must have the reasons for making him wait. And as long as he had the sound of the rain to soothe him, he could keep on waiting.
でもそろそろ9時を過ぎるのか。
Dude, I called it! I fucking told you it was around like 8 or 9. It must be 9 o'clock already. Yeah, that seems about right. Okay, that would make sense if he doesn't know what watches are. Okay. Alright, he doesn't have a swatch. He had been vaguely keeping track of time as he listened to the rain. Due to the holiday, the school building was completely silent, except for the pitter-patter of the rain on the window. I just said that because it was already leaving my mouth. The mood felt as damp as the air. It was then he heard the heavy clatter of footsteps approaching. But that sounded like music. I was like, yo, is that Michael Jackson about to go off? Okay.
よかった。忘れられているかと思った。
Finally, I thought they'd forgot about me. You could hear two sets of footsteps, one heavier set belonging to an adult. He breathed a sigh of relief as the door slid open.
すまないね。随分とお待たせしちゃって。
Sorry to keep you waiting. The first person he saw was a man wearing glasses and an awkward smile. That's Mr. Yamashiro, the one who brought me here.
ってあれ里中先生いないんですか？ひどいなあ。話し相手になってあげてと言ったのに。
Hey, where's Mr. Sadonaka? I told him to keep you company. He shouldn't have left you here. Oh, damn. You know, Mr. Sadonaka's like, yeah, you know, man, it's the day off. They should be here any minute, so I'm just gonna go take a quick bathroom break. He leaves, and you just hear like the sound of a car starting and drive off. Mr. Yamashiro scratched his head, looking increasingly apologetic. And then, from behind him, with a tight-lipped expression that made it clear she didn't want to be there, a dark-haired girl with a determined look in her eyes appeared. She just goes and just swift uppercuts and like, hey, you disturbed my slumber. I like what they're doing. Like, they don't reveal her face. Oh, Jared Leto? It kind of looks like they did an anime version of Jared Leto. Which would make sense, because isn't Jared Leto like 50? So how old would he have been in the 80s? He'd be pretty young, right? I don't know what date. I don't know what date or like what specific year this game is set in. So I know it's just the 80s. Look, I just looked it up. Yeah, no, like Jared Leto is like 50, so maybe this is Jared Leto. This is before he started 30 Seconds to Mars. Sojiro gulped. The sound of the rain on the window faded into nothingness. That's when he knew he fucked up. Oh, sorry, that's not what it says. This was how it felt when time stood still. Oh god, is this JoJo now? Is it Dio that he sees? It's not Aoko's Dio. Oh. Damn, with bangs that long, you know she's hiding a big forehead. Sorry to disrespect any Aoko fans out there, but you know she's got a big forehead. Come on now. She blinked quickly a few times as if taken aback. Why was anyone's guess? The boy was everything she expected a naive country boy to look like. However, she felt something she couldn't understand. A deep, severe hatred that coursed through her veins. Actually, he kind of looks like fucking Adachi from P4. Just slightly. Like, just change the hair color a bit. And the eyes. His eyes widened slightly, as if taken aback. The reason was obvious. He put his feelings into words. Putting his feelings into words was a different matter altogether, so we'll never know exactly what he experienced at that moment. Big forehead. That's what it hit him. He sensed he had been touched by the hands of destiny. Oh god.
紹介するよ。彼が転入生の静木宗十郎くん。
Allow me to introduce the two of you. This is the transfer student I mentioned, Sojiro Shizuki.
で、こっちの彼女が静木くんの案内役。
And this is a girl that will be showing you around.
うちの生徒会長で休日をして新しい仲間の案内役を買って出てくれた青崎青子くんだ。
She's our student council president and came in on her day off just to welcome you. I don't know about that. Her name is Aoko Aozaki. In her mind, she's like, I definitely did not come here willingly. His voice and the sound of the rain seemed distant. This is how they first met. Such was their start, for better or worse. Like the ephemeral beauty of fireworks. Yeah, just don't look at fireworks too long, man. You'll go blind, probably. Probably. I'm not saying you will, but definitely. Unless you blow one up in your face, but then you'll definitely go blind. Or you no longer have a nose. One of the two. It was commonly believed among the students that Aoko was always in a foul mood. But this gossip was 90% prejudice, as Aoko simply didn't have the time to be irritated 24/7. The reality was, she simply didn't want to explain herself all the time, and therefore seemed angry about something, obvious or not. This idle gossip did, however, lead on to earning the title of one of the school's 7 deadly threats. Who are the other 6? Are we gonna get into that? That'd be fucking 7 deadly threats? Like, bro, she just doesn't want to talk to you. I don't think that's a threat, okay? I don't know, if somebody came into your school with a fucking submachine gun, that'd be a pretty big threat, but hey, you know, the girl that doesn't want to talk to you is considered a threat. Let's go. Hey, Aoko, what's up? Shut the fuck up. Do not talk to me. I don't want to talk to you. He's like, oh, okay. The remaining 10% of the gossip was right on the mark. She was mean. Aoko herself often had the feeling that her tendency to feel animosity towards harmless things was akin to what a chronic headache sufferer might experience. Hey, as a person who gets headaches every once in a while, I feel that shit, man. Today fell under that 10%. For today, her anger was pure, and her childish and selfish display was befitting of her actual age. Sorry about that. The meeting room was dimly lit, awash in the colors of the rain. To reduce electricity costs, school regulations forbid the use of lights during the day. I feel like that's how that works in general for a school that's off, but okay. This was the setting of the 3 of them found themselves in. Her first impression that his calm demeanor reminded her of a field of wildflowers. In spite of his perfect posture, he seemed subdued and frail. I don't know, maybe it's because of the bandages around his neck, but you know, that could be something different, right? He just likes the style of it. And though describing him as meek would be going too far, at the very least he was passive. Even through his uniform, she could see that he was thinner than average. He's not yoked yet. His dark hair was unkempt, and he came across as a wholly forgettable boy. Damn. That's fucked up. If she had to look him at a more positive light, she would describe him more a young man than a boy. It was his calm demeanor that made him seem more mature. Was that the cause of Aoko's reasonless reaction? Fuck. He seemed almost too at home in the meeting room, and she felt with the impression that it was her and the teacher, not this outsider, who were the guests here. Yeah, that's how you have a commanding lead, baby. Alright? Remember, stand tall, firm handshake, you get fucking far in life. She felt an unidentifiable aggression building within her, almost as if her right to be here was in question. Well, it is the 80s. Aoko felt herself raising her natural defenses. What's with me? Definitely. Yeah, I think you have anger issues, Aoko. I think you have anger issues, and it probably stemmed from killing that cat by accident. Or that all 3 cats by accident. She hated not understanding things, her own emotions in particular. It pained her less than you would imagine for a perfectionist like her. Oh my god, I called her! She is a perfectionist! But it still nagged her like a thorn in her side. Dude, I called that shit. I love the awkward laugh. It's like, Wow. Hey, real quick, Aoka, why don't you introduce yourself? Real quick. Mr. Yamashiro's attempt to relieve the tension was equally irritating.
挨拶
She's like, why? Yeah, sure. After casting a nasty glance into the teacher's direction, Aoko turned to face the boy. From the outsider's perspective, it might have looked as like a stare down. And in that instant, the culmination of her emotional state hurtled toward the innocent boy and skewered him.
いや、待たせたね、しずきくん。
Again, sorry for the wait, Suzuki. Hearing his name, Sojiro came to his senses, and his stunned gaze shook loose. He took a deep breath to clear his head. Chalking it up to nerves, Mr. Yamashiro broke out a smile and turned to the girl standing beside him.
紹介するよ。彼が転入生のしずき宗十郎くん。
Under the introductions, then, this is the transfer student, Jared Leto. Did I just call him that? Or is that going to annoy some TYPEMOON fan? But like, it's not his name! His name is fucking Sojiro, you idiot. This is the transfer student, Sojiro Shizuki. Shizuki. Is it Shizuki or Shizuki? It doesn't have an
こ
S.
っちの彼
H,
女
so.
がしずきくんの案内役。
And this is our
うちの
student.
会長で休日を押して新しい仲間の案内役を買って出てくれた青崎青子くんだ。
I feel like I just read this. And this is our student council president who came on our day off just to show you around. Her name is Aoko. I was like, oh, I guess because it's going from his perspective. At first it was hers, now it's his. That would make sense. Having been introduced by Mr. Yamashiro, the girl took a step forward. Her eyes were merciless. Her stare, an unspoken threat to violently trample her opponent. Sojiro, on the other hand, managed to keep his own composure despite the shock of how confrontational she appeared. He had never been greeted quite like this before, but supposed, mistakenly, that this was how people treated each other in the city. No, my friend, you just had the unlucky, you got the short end of the stick that you got her instead. The exchange must look like quite the dramatic. Oh, fuck. The exchange must have looked quite dramatic to an onlooker. The girl ready to brawl. An earnest country boy desperate to understand. It was murder. It was a murderous limbo, especially for anyone in the room with her. Mr. Yamashiro was like, oh man, did I fuck up? While he had thought he had made the right decision in choosing an honor student to help him out, she was in an inexplicably bad mood, and the tension in the air was undeniable. Oh, she's got the Fallout like health gauge on her. No, it's like that scene in Lilo and Stitch where like Lilo like drew Stitch. It was like Stitch was like 99% just rage and the rest was like calm. It's like this is what you look like normally, which is crazy for somebody of your stature or something like that. I don't remember. It was in this moment that he felt that he realized his failure. His realization had come far too late. One false move, and this girl, for whom no problem was too large, would become in a storm that would rock the very foundations of the school. Just as the almighty Joker card, Joker, Jared Leto, could bring either fortune or disaster. The sole teacher who had been present at the time would come to bear the blame for the scandal that ensued. Well, it seems like you two seem to really hit it off, man. Just knocked it right out of the park, right? I feel like that's something you should not do. I suppose I can leave you two to it then. Mr. Yamashiro laughed nervously as he crept towards the door. He's like scooting backwards the whole time. I'll be in the faculty room. Stop by when you're finished. You'll be alright, won't you, Ozaki? No?
生徒会長としての度量の広さをこの際僕に信じさせてほしいかな。
Hey, you're the council prez. Don't let me down, please. Please, don't let me down. Like the Beatles song, that was around. Mr. Yamashiro left, leaving the two in a locked-eyed state, one in which one set of eyes was doing all the glaring. All that remained in the room was a naive boy and a cross-armed guarded girl. The two lingered in silence. They resembled soji players agonizing over their first moves, though, ultimately, it was only Aoko that considered the scene that carefully. She decided to put her irritation aside. I wish I could read, for the time being. With no reason to feel revulsion for him in the first place, she sighed deeply and faced Sojiro.
まあいいわ。山城先生がヒルアンドンなのは今に始まったことじゃないし。
Whatever. It's not like this is the first time Mr. Yamashiro landed me in it.
それで、あなた名前は？
So, what's your name again? Her tone was nothing, if not reproachful. Is that a word? I've never heard of that word. Though he had done nothing to offend her. But the boy failed to pick up on it. Incapable of such venom himself.
ああ、静木宗十郎かな。君は青崎さんだったね。
I'm Sojiro Suzuki, he replied. And you're Miss Aozaki, right? For whatever reason, he came across happy in his response. She's like, her fucking face. Her face there was great. Drop the mist, that's not my style. Yo, that's how I feel. I'm only 25, and when somebody that looks younger or older than me calls me, I don't know. When people calls me like Mister, I'm just like, bro, I'm 25, man. Sure, whatever. I get it, it's cool, but not me yet.
こっちは静木くんでいい？
Is Suzuki fine?
いいって。
What do you mean?
だから呼び方。
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do I mean? What do you mean? What do I mean? Dumb fuck. I don't think she would have said. She probably would have said that. That'd be funny. He's like, huh?
おかしなこと言った？私。
Did I just say? Hey, yo. Did I just say something weird, Stretch?
いや、すごく。
Yeah. Well. The boy replied immediately, as if it was a natural response, but quickly second-guessed himself.
いや、いいんだ。ごく一般的なんだろう。
Never mind. That must be normal here.
静木くんで頼む。
You can call me Suzuki.
君は青崎でいいんだよな。
You mind if I call you Ozaki?
よろし
Yeah,
く。
sure, whatever. Fucking, whatever, man. Suit yourself. She followed her blunt reply with a swift turn away from him. While she was hardly thrilled at the prospect of the task at hand, it had been entrusted to her, and it was her personal policy to see it through to the end.
悪いけど、優しくしてあげる気はないから。
Sorry, but I'm not in the mood for pleasantries. Let's just fucking leave
時
real
間も
quick.
惜しいし、手早く行くわよ。
Time is short, so let's get this over with, please.
それは助かる。やっぱり時間は大切だ。
Yeah, sure, I know your time is valuable. Aoko's blunt rancor was lost on him once again. I love her. I love her already. Humans tend to be overly conscious about being ignored, whatever form it takes. Hey, I don't give a fuck, if I'm being honest. But despite being peeved at landing none of her attacks, Aoko did her best to act professional and directed her guest into the hallway. There was no sunlight in the hallway, nor any sign of life. This was more like a prison than the cave that was the meeting room. As it dawned on Aoko that the hallway matched her mood, she sighed once again.
まず聞いておくけど、山城先生から聞いたことは理解してる？
First things first, did you understand everything Mr. Yamashiro explained to you? Probably not. I mean, let's be honest.
学校の仕組みについては分か
Never
る。
mind, he does. Yes, I get how it works.
この建物全部に同い年の人間がいるなんて、ちょっと想像できないけど。
But it's still hard to imagine that anyone here is around the same age.
そう、よかったわね。
I see. Great. Rubbing her forehead, this Sojiro kid had no idea what he was in for. Apparently all he'd heard about the school was that it was a place where a lot of people met to study. I mean, that's pretty much what school is. I mean, he's pretty much on the nose. High school teachers imparted to students their knowledge in various fields of study while fostering discipline and creativity. But never did Aoko imagine that she'd have to explain the concept of school itself to somebody. Yes, fundamentals were important, but this was absurd. She had serious doubts whether he could handle classes, but Mr. Yamashiro insisted that things would work out somehow. Sojiro had managed to pass the transfer exam after all. Barely. Ooh, damn, bro. They had to out him like that?
ま、私には関係ないけど。
Shrugs, not my problem. Aoko grumbled mentally as she walked down the hallway. She consoled herself with the fact that today would be the only day she spent with this boy out of the time, or at least, she tried to keep it that way.
Aozaki.
Aozaki? He asked calmly, trying to get her attention.
何?
What?
こっちも一つ聞いていいかな?
Can I ask you something?
だから何?
What is it?
俺の気のせいだと思うんだが、君はまるで何かを睨んでいるように見える。
I could be wrong about this, but you seem upset about something.
やはり今朝は悪いものでも。
You're not a morning person, are you? His gaze revealed earnest concern, as if asking her if she remembered to eat breakfast. Oh, I love that. I want to screenshot that face. That was great. That was awesome. It was like another hammer to her head. It was sure that Aoko had been glaring at Sojiro this entire time. Glaring red hot daggers, in fact. Not just at him, but the universe. Even on her best days, her roommate used to remark,
青子の視線は普通の人には厳しいわ。
Most people can't handle your scowl, Aoko.
もう少し多くのことに寛大になるべきね。
It wouldn't hurt you to be a little bit more tolerant. She had been warned that her emotions were so naked on her face that she treated her like a powder keg. How naive could the boy be that he cannot pick up on this?
私をバカにしてるってわけじゃなさそうよね。
He's not making fun of me, is he? Nah, he couldn't be, right? Huh? Huh? Even she found her own attempt to reassure herself unconvincing. It began to draw on Aoko far too late. That compared to her, this laid-back transfer student might as well have been from another planet.
いいわ。言葉にしないとわからないようだから言うけど。
Look, don't let me spell.
じゃなくて、ズバリそうなの。
Thanks for interrupting me. Look, let me spell it out for you because you're not getting it.
あなたの気のせいじゃなくて、私は視線で遠回しに感情を表現してたの。いちいち声に出すのも、会話にするのも面倒だから。
It's not your imagination, pal. I am angry, and anyone can see that in my eyes. It's easier than trying to make conversation. In response to her words, the Martian clapped his hands together. Damn. Come on, bro. He ain't that fucking... Okay.
なるほど。
That makes sense.
どうしてそうしたいのかはわからないが、確かにそっちの方が手っ取り早い意思表現だ。
I don't know why you want to do it in that way, but I get that it's a faster way to express yourself. Sojiro accepted her reasoning without argument, though he still had no idea what kinds of emotions she was trying to express. It was as if he could hear the words fucking kill me. Can hear the words, but didn't grasp the meaning. Ideas that should have connected were instead separated into blocks.
確かにずれてるわ、こいつ。
So it is true. He is a fucking weirdo. Mr. Yamashiro's words made sense to her now. What was odd about this boy went way beyond naivety. A stranger in a strange land he may be, but it was only civilized to forgive him some jet lag-induced confusion.
じゃ、とりあえずあなたの教室に行くから。
Let's visit your classroom. She had regained her composure. Sojiro raised his hand and stopped in his tracks.
あと一つ。
One more thing. Aoko waited for Sojiro to continue. The boy was patient to a fault. She rubbed her forehead in her hand again, nursing a vague feeling of uneasiness.
これもちょっとした疑問なんだが、なんで君は怒ってるんだ?
Just want to ask why you're so angry, man.
怒るのが商売とか、そういう家柄の人なのか?
Is it your line of business or does it run in your family? Oof. Oh, man. A long silence. A long, long silence. Alrighty, I think that's how we're gonna end it today. Let me just quick save right here. We finally get to see Sojiro and Miss Aoko meeting for the first time, and so far I am loving her expressions. They are so good. They are so funny. But yeah, I got nothing more to say, man. I'm enjoying the game so far, and let's see how long it can keep going, man. Let's see how long we can keep it going. But hopefully you guys did enjoy. Please like, comment, and subscribe. My name's been White Album, signing out.